All right, today we're going to continue to learn the details of kaporos. Yesterday we spoke generally about the minhag, where it's coming from. Today we're going to talk about some details of the kaporos. The Beis Yosef, even though he follows the shita of the Rashba and the Ramban not to do kaporos, that's how he paskin Shulchan Aruch and minhogim. He says, however, he's not goyrus completely that shita. He even brings a tashbet to tell you if you do the kaporos, whoever does it. So he says that the minhag was that they take for the zocher tarnagol and for the nekevo tarnagolas, meaning you take a rooster for a zocher, you take a chicken for a female. The Darche Moshe brings from the Maharal, besides that we're taking a rooster for a zocher and a chicken for the nekevo. He says if it's a pregnant woman, the Darche Moshe brings from the Maharal, if it's a pregnant woman, you have to take for her one zocher, maybe the two nekevas, one for her, maybe the baby is on a nekeva, then one for the baby. And maybe if it's a zocher, they take it also. So she brings basically two nekevas and one zocher. Oh, very good. So I thought maybe today that since we have already the technology of the sonogram and some people don't want to know it, but people that know it for whatever reason, either they did it or they need to know it. So if they know, l'choira, it's not gzeres hakosov. L'choira, if you know for sure that's what it is, probably you could come up with one chicken, whether it's a zocher or the keva, with one only, because if you know what it is. L'choira, that's what, like I said, it's not gzeres hakosov. And especially there are shittas that a woman should anyway bring, a pregnant woman, there are shittas should bring only one nekeva, one zocher. One nekeva would cover, if it's a nekeva also, she pregnant with a nekeva, one nekeva covers both the nekevas, the mother and the baby, and one zocher, the zocher. So l'maisa, if you know what it is, you could bring for the amount of what you know.
What's the reason for doing it for a baby if it's not born? No chatan.
So very good you're asking. So the whole idea is the is kapora for avoidance. It wasn't born with no averis. So according to this logic, you could ask why we bring kaporas for little babies. They're not balei chatoim too.
They don't do it for little babies, though.
No, they do it. They do it for every member of the family. Whoever does it, the minhogim, they do it. Oh, so the answer is very simple. The Gemara says that God forbid Hashem punishes the children for the sin of the parents till they become independent. So we want to bring even chas v'sholem because of the parents. It would be a gezerah, God forbid, on the baby, on the babies that born or by the mother's womb. So that kapora should be for them too. That Hashem should forgive and not punish the babies for the averis of the parents.
Hashem would punish even the kids?
That's what it says. Yeah. But they till they're independent, Chazal telling us they consider them like the property of the parents. If God forbid Hashem punishes little children, whether in the womb, whether after they're born, till they're independent, it's oven of the parents. So that's why. So fine. So you're saying maybe from Gilgulim, that's another reason. So fine. So for that you also need kapora. Either way, you need kapora. Okay. Yeah. Also, the Darche Moshe brought from the Maharil that Maharil would try to buy a white rooster. And the reason for this, a posuk in Yeshaya, Im yu chatoichem kasheleg yalbinu, they should be white and like the snow. So he tries symbolically to take a white rooster. However, the Bach says on this minhag, he says like this, not that he goes against the Maharil, no, he explains how to do it. Because otherwise, if you go the wrong way, it could be ben darche ho'emoir. He says like this. Mikol mokim, that's what the Lashon of the Bach. Nire be'enai, levater minhag shenagu liknes tarnegolim levonim bedomim yekorim. Look like some people took this minhag of the Maharil to buy a white rooster or a white chicken, and they took it farther, they pay extra money for it. There was mahader, that's wrong to do. They do it because the Nimsa came to Maharil. It says, the Bezev Vada yesh lochosh ksat darche ha'oimoiri. Kshemachazer v'sherach hatagan lovan. If your mom is going after the white one, you will go to the farm and says, I don't have white one. You're going to another farm and you're paying extra for it. Oh, so he brings the Gemara in Avodah Zarah. That's how they used to do it. The going again. That's the Lamaisa, and by the way, for that reason also we said yesterday. That's why Ramban and Rashba they will mevatel this minhag of kaporos, not to be looking like darchem that they used to do it. However, he says if the tarnagol is available, he's not again taking a white one. If it's available, you're not paying extra for it. So that's you're allowed to do. But to go after the white one, but afka and go out of your way and pay for it extra, that's a look like darchem. The Mogen Avram, he brings that it says like this: Arizal shochato ba'ashmoires achar aslichos ki az rachamim goivrim. Arizal used to by the kaporos. B'chalal, the zman of the kaporos that's take the ideal time is to do it early morning erev Yom Kippur. That when the rachamim are goivrim b'ashmoires haboiker and then do the shchita over there. However, if sometimes it's not practical for everybody with the little kids, so you could go the night before also. And Adarabah, it's starting already from Erev Rosh Hashanah. Some people used to do the kaporos even Erev Rosh Hashanah or during Aseret Meit Tshuva. Again, ideal time is Erev Yom Kippur Ashmoyres Aboiker, but if not, you could do start even from Erev Rosh Hashanah or during Aseret Meit Tshuva. I'm sorry, what you said?
Anyone still has that minute?
That's what?
Erev Rosh Hashanah?
Erev Rosh Hashanah, maybe I didn't see, but Aseret Meit Tshuva, I definitely saw people doing it. Like I said, sometimes you want to do ideal, not always you could do the ideal way, but they could already do it. If you cannot do it Erev Yom Kippur, Ashmoyres Haboiker, you could do it during a Aseret Meit Tshuva. Okay, some Rishonim, Rosh, the Tur, and some other Poskim Achroinim, they bring that the minhag was to make a smicha, to put your hand on the top of the rooster of the chicken, like in Beis Hamikdash before the korban, they made a smicha. They were soymech. They were putting their hands on the behemoth. However, the Taz, he challenges this minhag. The Taz says, that's what brought in Shulchan Aruch the Ramah. It says like this. The Ramah says. V'somach yodav olav d'musa korban. They did smicha. The Ramah brings this also. So the Taz says, "After dover zeisa betur b'shem hagoinim tamu ma'od." He says I question this minhag. He says why? Betur ma'od be'enai. The zen yirek magdish kodshim v'shochtan b'chutz. You're making it look like korban. You're making a smicha before shchita. And if that's a korban, then you're doing maybe kotchim bechutz without Beis Hamikdash. You're not allowed to bring korbanos. You could argue that tarnagol in Beis Hamikdash didn't bring tarnagolim. They brought oifes, not tarnagolim. Because mokim motzin isur b'simen tov samach tes atzilchas pesach lian bosar zel pesach. The osar ma'aril. Bosar, when you buy it from a butcher a meat for Pesach, Maril says, don't say it's for Pesach, it's for Yom Tov. Shouldn't look like kotchim bechutz. In Beis Hamikdash, you couldn't bring a piece of meat as a korban. You have to bring a whole behemoth. Even that the Maril says, don't do it because it looks magdish, maybe korbanos bechutz. So it says same thing over here. He says, even though the tarnagol is not royal gaba mizbeach, he says, we should not do this. It says, so he concludes, Al ken yesh limonei dover ze v'sheva al tas odif kach nirei lanius daiti. That's what the Tas says. And take many poskim acharoinim like the Alter Rebbe in a Siddur, he omitted this minhag of smicha. And as far as I know, wherever I saw people doing the kaporos, I never saw anybody doing l'maisa smicha and the korban and the chicken, because of the chashash of the Taz, it shouldn't look like bring korbanos bechutz. Okay, now today we're going to answer the question we asked yesterday. We said we're bringing a chicken and not other behemoths, even though the behemoths would be more more appropriate. Hey, you're going to pay more for it, and it's a real like a real korban in a way, or maybe not because it shouldn't look like a korban. However, so we said the Tur said the reason that one of they picked the rooster, the chicken, the rooster called gever. Same lotion, kora gever, kora tarnagol. So we ask if that's the question, what are you going to say for the female? We brought tarnagolas, you bring over there. It's not a gever. So now we see the al pi Kabbalah it answers that question. The Kaf HaChaim says. V'soida doverum lichpos esardinim. Al pi soid, what will bring the kaporos, basically was subjugating the dinim. If there was any chas v'sholom gzeira upon us, any din through the kapora was subjugating the din. Why? Ki ina atarnagol nikra gever ki ubchinas hay gevuras asher b'yisoid the nukva nikra gever. Gever meloshen gevura. In the 10 spheres we have chesed, from there come all the kindness of the world. We have gevura, severity, punishment come from there. And he says an atarnagol, it's called gever b'soid, gever meloshen gevura. And by shechting the tarnagol, you subjugate the gevura and you mamtik the dinim. And he says, והוא נשחט גם כן ביום התשיעי שגם הוא כנגד היסוד שעל ידי השחית הנכנועים ונמתוקים גבורס היסוד הנסגורים. וכנגדו הסוירה משתלח ביום הכיפורים. ביום כיפור בטעם בית המקדש מססן סוירה משתלח. כן הסוירה הוא גבורס שבמלכוס. On Yom Kippur it was gevurah in Sfiras HaMalchus. But Yom HaTshi, which is, by the way, the 10 days correspond each day to another Sfira, starting from Rosh Hashanah Chochmah, second day Bina, all the way Yom Kippur it's Malchus, and the day before Yom Kippur it's Yesoid, that's the middle HaTshis, and he says, so by Erev Yom Kippur, we are mamtik the dinning of the Yesoid through doing the kaporos, and on Yom Kippur through sending the Seira Mishtaleach, we mamtik the Gvuras, the Malchus. And he says, "Well, Fisher Yom Kippur, yesh bo nokech lematek afilu ha-Gvuras ha-koshes sheba Malchus." By Malchus, the Gvuras is a lot more severe Gvuras over there. But since it's Yom Kippur, we have the koyach to do that, to do Seira Mishtaleach. But Erev Yom Kippur, that's the minhag to do the rooster or the chicken, because that's mamtiks. According to this gever, you might ask, what is about the geveret? What about the woman that they bring what over there? So that's miloshen gevura, mamtik the gevura. So that's shayach to man or woman. Okay. Then he said like this: the ideal people go with the families. So who you do kaporos first, for yourself or for your mishpacha? So it brings the Kaf HaChaim. L'olam, he brings him the shlo. Better. It's not ma'akev, he says it then, but better, he says, L'olam misava mitchilo la'atzmoi. Kodem shel b'nei beisoi. First do kaporos for yourself, then do for b'nei bais. K'dei sheyoba zakai v'yichaper al ha'chayov. You already did kapora, you already zakai. After you kaporos, now you could help others. By the way, same idea brought l'gabay negel vaser. You're washing your hands first, then you wash the hands of your children, because Yova Toer v'yitayr others. Something over here, Yova Yazaka v'yichaper al ha'chayav v'la chayav al ha'chayav. If you didn't do kapora for yourself, how you could do kapora for others? V'cheno b'kohen godol v'chiper ba'adoi v'achar kach ba'ad beisoi. But he says Yumiu enza ma'akev. But that's more the writer, but it's not ma'akev. Okay. One more detail, Agabe, it's very, very practical. This halacha comes many times by mitzvahs like Purim, Matonas Levyonim. Over here also, could you use meiser money to buy kaporos? Especially when you have a big mishpacha and you're doing kaporos for everybody, it could be very costly. Could you use your meiser money to do the kaporos? So he brings over here, that he brings from the Shlo, El Yarabah, Mishnah Berurah, from everybody. V'anizar litan meiser. V'anizar looks like not always people careful to give meiser. People that careful to give meiser, lo yikach ze apidyon memoes meiser, elo memoes atzmoi. That you don't take this away, you take because for a few reasons. If that minhag turn already to become chiyuv, it's minhag, you have to follow your minhag. You cannot all of a sudden stop your minhogim. You cannot pay for meiser chiyuvim, your obligations. You owe some money, that's your obligation. You took achrayas. Something, by the way, already here, Yom Minaroyim, any shul is going to sell aliyahs. So it says in Poskim, if you bought the aliyah first, you didn't think anything, then you want to say, I want to pay for Meiser, you cannot do that because you poreach choivoy. You're paying back your choivos, your debts from Meiser. That you cannot do. But before you buy, you can have in mind, I am buying this almanas to pay for Meiser. That's you're allowed to do. So over here you cannot do this. So over here you cannot. That's poreach choivoy. That's one. And the second reason over here, it's more than by something was said by Moes Purim. You cannot pay for Meiser your matonas levyonim. It's your chiyuv. Chiyuv, the first. If you after you have to do, you can extra from Meiser, but the first chiyuv you have to do from your own money. Second is kapora. You cannot make kapora from Meiser, and you have to bring kapora from your own money. That's why the chicken, the rooster for kapora should be bought from your own money, not from Meiser. Okay,